So what do you want to do first?
Let's
talk about TJ and Sandhagen.
Yeah, that was a razor close fight. Let's
just say that TJ won by decision.
Yeah, I agree. I agree off that.
No. That's what happened.
No, I mean, I agree off what you're saying.
Yeah, TJ won 3-2, and it was his first fight in 2 years. He's been suspended for steroids, and it was a big deal whether he was going to get his title shot when he got back or not because he never lost the belt. He challenged for the flyweight title with Cejudo, lost, first-round knockout, popped for EPO, which is steroids. So he never lost his 135 belt, got suspended for 2 years, and this was his first fight back.
Yeah.
And he fought the guy who a lot of people think should be fighting for the belt.
Yeah, the number 2 ranked guy in the world.
Yeah, Corey Sandhagen.
And it was a good fight.
It was a good fight.
Very good fight.
I loved it.
Had the knee injury early on in the fight.
Yeah, TJ hurt his knee in the first round?
Into the first round.
Into the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he was talking shit saying, like, dude, I was on one leg, but Corey put a sub on him and popped his knee.
He did.
That's no different than breaking your nose, cutting your eye.
And he did cut his eye.
And he
right
did
above
cut
his
it.
eye.
Yeah, dude. He had a couple bad cuts.
Real bad cut. And he fought the whole fight like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good fight. I had the shakes. I was nervous the whole time. That's my favorite thing about fighting is when a fight starts, you really know who your favorite is.
Yeah.
When a fight starts, you really know. Like a couple months ago, Oliveira fought Michael Chandler for the belt. And Michael Chandler is almost like a celebrity, come from Bellator, got a big deal. And it's hard to hate the guy. He's so nice. But in the first round, he dropped Charles Oliveira, and my stomach sank. And I realized in that moment that I did not want this motherfucker to win. And he didn't. But that's the best part. So when this fight started, dude, I was hyperventilating, like rooting for Corey. And when TJ started with the wrestling, I started holding him against the cage. I even texted you and was like, I'm getting nervous. He's going to fuck around.
He's giving it away.
He's giving it away.
Yep.
And when the fight ended, there was no doubt in my mind that Corey won. But I knew
I agree.
Deep down in my heart that maybe. And the minute they announced a split, because it was a split decision, that's the other thing. That means 2 judges picked TJ and one picked
judge did have
Sandhagen.
Corey winning, yeah.
Yeah. And dude, I was sad. I think he got fucked, and TJ looked good, and he did fight through some adversity, but God damn it, he lost the fight. He looked like he had got beaten with a jackhammer at the end of that fight, and Sandhagen was fine. No cuts,
nothing.
No black eyes.
Didn't even look like he'd been in a fight.
Didn't even look like he'd been
let
in a
alone
fight.
been in a cage for 25 minutes.
Right. And he lost. It's a bummer.
Lost the decision.
Yeah, so now TJ is going to get to fight for the 135 belt against the winner of Aljamain Sterling and Jan, which is another weird deal there that Aljo even has the belt.
Yeah, strange whole scenario there.
Yeah, it's weird. And that was last Saturday night. This past Saturday was not quite as big of a deal, but Sean Strickland fought Uriah Hall, and I thought Uriah Hall was going to dominate him. I thought he was going to knock Strickland out, and Strickland was going to stay
kind of a gatekeeper,
like
to
a top 15.
10.
Yeah, top 15 guy.
Always that guy that's floating around.
Yeah.
12 to 14 is that gatekeeper to get into the top 10.
And I even put Uriah in a parlay or two. I bet on him. I thought he had it, and as soon as the fight started, you could tell he looked like he quit 3 different times. I messaged you saying, like, God damn, this man's quit 3 different times. How's the ref not stopped this shit? And he got dominated. But it was a unanimous decision for Sean Strickland. But like you told me Monday morning, all 3 scores
were different. Yeah, one judge had it 50-45. One judge had it 50-44, so he gave a 10-8 round somewhere. Don't know if I had seen that, but another judge had it 49-46.
Right.
So you're telling me one judge had it a 10-8 round in there, and one judge had Uriah winning a round.
Yeah. And I asked you earlier, what round do you think he won? Because I couldn't tell. I'll tell you which one was a 10-8. Round 2. Yeah. Round 3 was the 10-8.
Yes.
That's the one where he got dropped 3 different times. The one where it looked like he was going to get stopped. Like, Sean was not landing good ground and pound, but it was like, he's not fighting back. I don't know how they let it keep going, but. And
strange judging going on lately.
So
strange.
Sandhagen gets robbed.
Yeah.
Three different scores on this main event.
Yeah.
The week before, the ones we're talking about was the... Oh, no, on the TJ card.
The TJ card.
The TJ card, yeah. Miranda Maverick dominated.
Yeah, that was a robbery.
Yeah, she won 2 rounds to 1 if you're being generous, and she lost the fight.
Yes, I personally thought she lost.
The commentators said, man, you got to say what you got to say on your post-fight interview, but she knows. She knows she lost.
Yeah, Macy Barber lost all 3 rounds.
And it happened again with Paiva versus...
Kyler Phillips.
Kyler Phillips,
yeah. I know that 10-8 rounds is a one-sided beating.
Yep.
And that's what round 1 was.
Right.
That was a one-sided beating. I didn't even know if he was going to come out after this.
It's weird how the sport's changing because I've only been hardcore for a couple years now. But in the beginning of that, you would hear DC, Joe Rogan, John Anik, all these commentators say stuff like 10-8 rounds are hard to come by.
Yeah. Now,
in this day and age, just a year or 2 later, it's like, there's a lot of 10-8 rounds given out. If a guy gets dropped more than once in a round, it's a 10-8. If a guy gets controlled on the ground, even with no damage, sometimes it's a 10-8. And Kyler Phillips got a 10-8 in round 1.
Yes.
Round 2 was a coin flip.
Was a coin flip.
You can give it either way, and I wouldn't disagree. And round 3 went to Paiva. So right there, it's 1-1 with 1 undecided, but... Mm-hmm. The guy that lost had a 10-8 in there. It's crazy. It's just it's affecting the sport big time because, like, let's say Sandhagen lost that split decision. He got robbed. There's no one on the planet that disputes it. Okay, let's say he loses his next fight. Let's say he gets caught in his next fight, just one of those freak knockouts. Okay.
Now he's on a 2-fight skid.
Now he's on a 2-fight skid. Then let's say it's in his head now. Fuck, man, I lost 2 in a row. I was going to be the champion. Let's say he goes and loses again. Dominic Reyes just did this.
Yes.
He got fucked against John Jones. He got knocked out twice after that. This covers a year span. And he went from being the guy who beat John Jones
to now he's on a 3-fight skid.
He's a nobody.
Yeah.
He loses again, they might cut him. And that's why this bad judging, some crazy shit, man. Like, it can change their lives.
It really can.
Not just the guys that are like on food stamps and make $10K to show, $10K to win, and they get to fight twice a year, 3 times a year. You beat a guy's ass, and the judges fuck you, and you leave half your money on the table. Like, that's the biggest issue. But some people, it's the fight game. David can beat Goliath. Like,
that old saying, never leave it in the hands of the judges.
Well, yeah, because you just
never know what the
outcome's
going to be.
Corey Sandhagen may never get to fight for the belt. We don't know. Yeah. And he may win his next fight and say, see, I told you so, get a title shot, win it. But it's crazy that someone else can affect
your life in such a big way.
Yeah, MMA is a new sport. It's only 25 years old, and they're using boxing judges, and that's the big issue. Like, you're scoring ground control and aggression and...
Yeah, I think a takedown gets looked at differently sometimes. I don't really think a takedown should count for nearly as much.
Yeah, I don't either.
If you do nothing with it.
I agree.
And those were arguably not takedowns because he was taking his back
against
the cage.
Yeah, that's the thing in the Sandhagen TJ fight we didn't say. Like, for 5 rounds, Sandhagen beat his ass.
Badly.
And that's 25 minutes. So let's say 9 of those 25 minutes, TJ would grab him around the waist, get behind him where he's just holding his back, and he'd sit there against the cage for 90 seconds at a time. To me, that's worthless. To me, that's like, you don't want to get hit, you can't get him down, you're just going to hold him here. And he got rewarded for it. He won the fucking fight.
And that's what won him the fight.
It's crazy. That's the only thing he did.
Yeah, that's the only thing that you can argue that he had going for him.
Was the control time.
Because he lost everything else.
That's right. Yeah, so judging sucks here lately, and
very badly.
Yeah, I was a lot more fired up about it a couple of weeks ago. Whenever all that shit did happen, I really do think Corey got fucked, and I think he should be fighting Jan for the title.
Agreed. Yeah, when Jan beats Aljo.
Yeah, when Jan beats
settles
Aljo.
that whole debacle.
I agree. All right, let's talk about some Some fights, that are about to happen.
Well, this weekend, pay-per-view, we got Derek Lewis fighting Cyril Gane for the interim title.
That's right.
Cool fight.
It is a cool fight.
Yeah, it's a cool fight. Derek fighting in his
title.
hometown. That's cool. Interim title.
Yeah, a lot of people are pissed off about it.
Yes, they are.
Francis Ngannou won the heavyweight title in March, and what is it? 5 months later?
Yeah, we're
5 months later, and they didn't strip it from him, but they're giving 2 other guys his belt.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy because heavyweight for the last 5 years has been
one fight a year.
One fight a year.
Yeah.
You know, 1 fight a year.
We had 3 years of DC Stipe.
Yep. Yeah, and it was great.
It was. Great fights.
And I'm on I get what they're doing, dude. They got a big pay-per-view in Houston, Derek Lewis's hometown. It was supposed to be Derek Lewis, Francis Ngannou for the belt. It was Lewis's biggest payday. He made no secret about it. And Francis was doing a Africa World Tour, you know, like he brought his belt to Africa and millions of poor people gathered around him and cheered. It was cool, whatever. But UFC said, hey, man, we know you're not going to fight on 2 weeks' notice. You're the champ. If you say yes today, we still got to wait 3 months. You going to fight? You know, he talked shit for years. He lost to Stipe in 2019, 2018.
2018, I believe.
Yeah, he got a title shot and he lost. He choked.
Because wasn't it 2019 was the first Stipe DC? I believe so.
Yes. And for 2 years, he knocked everybody out and said, this is bullshit. They're fighting this belt once a year. When I'm the champion, he say, when I'm the champion, I'm going to be active, be good fighter. Yeah, he did all that. So I'm on the side of like, hey, dude, you said if you won it, you would defend it. You'd be active. It's been 5 months.
Right.
Like, these guys should fight every 3 months unless they take some.
Unless you're hurt.
Yeah, unless you're hurt. Or, you know.
Even every 4 months, 3 times a year.
The head trauma stuff. If you got knocked out real bad, you had to take some time. But this guy beats everybody in 60 seconds.
Yeah, like when Calvin Kattar fought Max Holloway.
Yeah,
like,
take some time.
Yeah, take a lot of time.
That was January.
Yeah.
And now he's talking about fighting at the end of the year. That's fine.
Yeah, that's cool. Take a whole year. You need it.
But, dude, Francis destroyed Stipe. And then I feel like
Didn't even look like they needed to be in the same octagon.
No, dude, it was bad.
It was.
It was bad.
It was very sad to watch.
It was. I was devastated.
Yeah, I'm a big Stipe fan.
Me too. But, you know, he was supposed to fight in August. So now they're doing the interim title fight. Cyril Gane's 9-0. I don't know what he is in the UFC. 6-0 in the UFC.
Yeah, I believe he was 3-0 when he entered the UFC, which is crazy. They only have 3 pro MMA fights.
Yeah, and he's finished everybody except for this last fight.
Well, his last 2 fights.
Last 2 fights?
Yeah, because
Volkov.
Remember the Rosenstrike
and
fight?
Rosenstrike, yep.
Terrible.
Yep. So, yeah, he's guilty of boring fights.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And that is why.
And Derek Lewis is the opposite.
That's why I'm kind of nervous about this fight for Derek Lewis, being that I am a Derek Lewis fan. I like Derek Lewis a lot. I hope he wins.
I do too.
But I fear that Cyril's just going to stay on the outside a lot. He showed us multiple times he's not scared of a boring fight.
No.
He's not scared
He
of
don't
that.
give a shit. And maybe he shouldn't.
I don't know how it'll react in front of Derek Lewis's hometown with 20,000 people booing him.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of boos.
I don't know, but he has showed that he does not care to have a boring fight. But he's very agile.
Yeah.
Dude moves like a middleweight.
Yeah. Yeah, he knees guys in the face.
Yeah.
Crazy shit heavyweights don't
Volkov in the face.
Yeah,
That dude's
yeah.
like 6'7".
Yeah, I think he'll be winning the fight no matter how long it goes.
Yes.
But I still think Derek will knock him out. I think Derek will be down 2-0 and knock him out, or 4-0 and knock him out, because he's going to hide along the outside.
Yes, he is.
Kick his legs, you know.
Yeah, he's gonna dance out of range.
Yeah. But we saw Derek's last fight. Was it Blades?
Blades, yeah.
Curtis Blades whooped his ass for 5 minutes.
Yes.
Derek looked like he was asleep. He even said, like, I couldn't get woke up. And then a minute into the second round, he knocked the motherfucker out.
Cold.
Yes. That was a bad one. That's what started the he's okay meme, which is the greatest.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pulling for Derek.
I just fear that Cyril Gane's not going to make that mistake, because I don't have any doubt that Cyril Gane's not going to shoot.
Yeah.
He's not going to shoot.
No.
They knew that Blades was going to shoot.
Yeah,
They even said it took him off guard that it took him that long.
Yep.
And they believe that was a little bit of the reason why he was getting his ass whooped so bad.
Yeah, they game plan for a guy trying to take you down 30 seconds.
Their whole game plan was knee or uppercut.
Yeah, Derek knows his game plan.
Yep.
He said it today. He said he's going to dance around, try to stay on the outside. He's going to kick my legs. He's going to try to hit me in the belly. Yeah, he was saying funny shit. He's like, it just takes me one.
I will be curious to see what happens if Derek does start pushing the pace and gets up, and starts
Bulldogs his ass?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's going to happen then?
I hope he knocks his ass out.
We've never seen Surreal get in a
This is a lose-lose for Derek, in my opinion, because you knock out Cyril Gane, people are going to be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, you still got to fight Francis.
Well, he was nothing. Who was he? He shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, he's got 9 pro MMA fights.
Yeah. And if you lose to him, even worse.
Yeah.
Like, damn, Derek lost to this new guy. But, yeah, I'm going to take Derek. I'm not going to bet a lot of money on it, but.
As much as I want Derek to win, I'll probably stick with Cyril Gane.
Yeah,
I just fear he's going to. Yeah, boring decision.
Yeah, I'll be devastated.
I think the real banger fight, though, is the co-main.
Yeah, the co-main.
Aldo and Pedro Munhoz.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are overlooking Pedro Munhoz.
Do you?
The dude's a banger.
I'm overlooking him. I think Aldo will beat him.
Aldo is a strong starter. He's proven that. The fact that this is a 3-round fight definitely favors Aldo.
Yeah.
Because he notoriously loses rounds 4 and 5.
I know.
Notoriously.
I know.
I always...
But for 10 years, he was finishing them all, so it didn't matter.
I always cried during the Edgar fights. Because Frankie's my boy, but Frankie could always win round 4 and 5, but never could get him in the first 3.
I like Pedro Munhoz. He's all right. I've rooted against him a couple times when he's fighting guys I like, but...
His last fight was a definite banger.
His last fight was badass.
If you go off of their last fights,
I know.
Pedro looks great.
I know.
Aldo didn't.
No.
He didn't really look all that great against Cheeto.
I agree.
And it may have been one of those things he realized he was in a must-win situation.
Well, I think that when the first round started and they were fucking trading, I think Jose was like, oh, shit, this motherfucker can fight.
This guy's for real.
And he literally got his back and held him down for the 2 rounds after that.
This guy really did beat
I think he just took a shot that he fucking wasn't expecting and thought, man, I cannot do this with this guy. I think Cheeto's good. I think he's better than people give him credit for.
I agree.
But
everybody discredits him because of the Sugar Sean fight. And
that ain't his fault.
He
whooped that guy's ass.
He won the fight.
Yeah. I think Aldo will pull it off. I hope so.
Again, I'm going to disagree. I'll take Pedro Munhoz.
That's fine. That's fine. By decision?
I think so.
Yeah.
They're both hard guys to finish.
I agree.
I watched Pedro's last 2 fights specifically. They come to my mind. His last fight against Jimmy Rivera.
It was badass.
Banger.
Badass.
The one thing he was throwing.
But who's Jimmy Rivera nowadays?
A guy on his way out.
Yeah.
But his other fight with Frankie Edgar.
Mm-hmm.
Banger as well.
That was awesome.
Banger.
I thought he won that fight. I know you were a big Frankie fan, but as soon as it ended, I thought he got fucked, It was one of those ones where you can't call it a robbery because it was so close.
So close.
But I didn't see any way to give 3 of them to Frankie. I couldn't find 3 rounds where I thought he won. I thought Pedro got robbed there. But
another reason I will say, though, I'm picking Pedro, the calf kicks.
The calf kicks.
Calf kicks.
That's Aldo's move, too.
This is going to be a game of kicking.
Yeah, that's Aldo's move, too.
So this will be interesting. But I'm curious to see what's going to happen when Aldo fights someone that meets him halfway.
I think Pedro will.
Oh, yeah. Pedro's going to meet him in the middle.
I would love to see him get a big finish. Aldo get a big finish. Big crowd reaction,
Oh, yeah.
He was 145 champ for so long.
Yeah, he was the king.
Crazy fluke fight to Conor, the one punch. No matter. It's crazy they never fought again.
That is crazy.
How did that happen?
Immediately went to 55. Conor did.
And then he quit fighting, went to boxing. Yeah. Yeah, since then, he's not had much good in his career. I mean,
no.
He went down to 135, and now he's finally up in, top, what is he? Top 10?
Somewhere in there.
He's top 5. He's ranked 5th.
Yeah, so. Well, he fought for the title against Petr Yan. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, and got finished.
Yeah, 5th round.
Yeah,
and that was a great fight. And that's one reason I'm looking at Pedro Munhoz as to having success is Petr Yan met him in the center.
Yeah.
He met Jose in the center.
Yeah.
So.
That wasn't a close fight for very long, though. That was what?
It was back and forth.
For 2 rounds.
The first round, I remember I gave Petr Yan And then the second round, I remember Haldo started coming back. God, he was digging into the body.
Yeah, digging into the body. And then
trademark.
round three is when Jan. I thought it was a round 4 finish, but round 3 is.
I'm pretty sure it was 5.
Yeah, okay. So round 3 is whenever he took control.
Yeah.
Round 5, they were calling to stop it.
Remember that? It was this terrible stoppage.
But way before they were in that position, they were going, how much more can he take? Like, it was bad. It was bad. Yeah, it was bad.
Either way, that is probably would be my pick for fight of the night.
Fight of the night.
Yeah, that would probably be my pick. Because the next fight on the card, Michael Chiesa and Vicente Luque.
I'm excited about that.
I'm very excited for it. I just don't think it'll be a banger. I think you've got a striker and a grappler.
Yeah.
And
I think Chiesa will take him down quick.
Yep.
Probably struggle for 5 minutes with him. Get him down in the second and get some sort of submission.
I definitely feel like Chiesa wins the fight.
Do you?
Yep.
So, okay.
Because
by finish?
No.
Decision.
UD.
Okay.
That would be my pick is Chiesa UD. I think he goes in there, and I'm not going to say plays it safe, but he does what he has to do to win.
Yeah, that's
how
he's been fighting, and he's been getting shit for it, and he's not getting the big fights.
Right.
He might go out and try to make a
Very
statement.
well could.
But if he does, he'll lose.
You try that against Luque?
He'll lose.
Because if you try trading with him, you're not going to fare well.
Right, I agree.
But I won't be mad if Luque wins.
I won't either.
I won't be mad.
Although I don't love that guy.
No, I like Chiesa just because he's one of those guys I watched win The Ultimate Fighter a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's crazy that it's been that long.
It's cool that he was on this season.
Yeah.
Made an appearance on this season.
And he even won The Ultimate Fighter at 155.
And he's fighting at 170.
Fighting at 170 now. He was on Uriah Faber's team.
Yeah, the other main card fights are Tisha Torres and Angela Hill, which...
That's a rematch. Tisha won the first
Angie's a fan favorite.
Yeah.
She's kind of popular, but not really.
Kind of a fan favorite loser in a sense. She's got like a 12.
She loses a lot of split decisions. She does. She fights good, looks like she wins, and gets robbed a lot. And Casey Kinney's fighting Song Yadong. That's a bantamweight fight that doesn't mean much to me. I don't know if Casey Kinney's even ranked. He's not.
I don't think so.
He's not.
No, and Song Yadong was ranked, if I remember right.
Yeah, he dropped out of the...
I think when he lost to Kyler Phillips.
Kyler's not ranked either.
Kyler probably dropped out of the rankings after losing to Paiva.
Oh, yeah. You're probably right. Okay. And then there's the prelim card, which is free for everybody. Not anything that excites me, really, besides Manel Kopp versus O'Day Osborne. Those guys are flyweights, which are usually not finishers, usually a lot of decisions at 125. That's the smallest men's division, but they're both fucking finishers, dude. They're both knockout artists, and I think that'll be fight of the night for me. I think it'll be a shocker. I think it'll be someone's going down, you know.
Manel Kopp, is he the one that came from Risen?
Yes,
Was he the bantamweight champion at Risen?
I don't know.
I don't know if they have a flyweight.
I don't know if they have a flyweight.
But I thought his name.
Yeah, he was a champion.
Something. Yeah, I thought he was a champion because he was really supposed to take off.
But he's new to UFC.
Right.
Yeah.
He's really supposed to take off, and I think he's lost his last fight, if I remember right.
I'm not sure about that.
I don't know.
I'm not sure about that. His last fight was one of those wars where...
Could have went either way.
Yeah, whoever won or lost, it was like neither of them lost.
Whoever lost was going to be very disappointed.
But in the fans' eyes, looked like a badass.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
For me, a big fight on the prelims, the one that sticks out to me is actually Carolina Kowalkiewicz and Jessica Penne. Both of those girls are kind of in a must-win situation. You know, Carolina was all the way up to title challenger fighting Joanna.
Shit, what was that, 6 years ago?
Quite a while, yeah.
5 years ago?
Yeah, how long has it been since Joanna's been champ?
Is she ranked right now? Carolina?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
And Jessica Penne, kind of cool that she was on the same season of Tough as Angie and Tisha.
Hell yeah.
Same season as Carla Esparza and all those.
Right.
She won her first fight, if I remember right, in the tournament. But she's been out for a while. She just had a fight not too long ago, and she did win. So I'm curious to see who wins that because I got a feeling that whoever wins that is going to keep going up, and whoever loses is getting close to the door.
Yeah. Minifield, Ed Herman will be a good fight. Bobby Green versus Rafael Fiziev will be a good fight. Miles Johns, he's good. He's a bantamweight banger. That'll be a good fight. So, it's not a star-studded affair like we love to see, but it'll be a good pay-per-view. I mean,
For sure.
it would be worth the money if you're a fan, you want to watch. But
yeah, and even though we didn't cover some of these fights totally, some of the best fights are on the prelims.
Always. Yeah.
I grew up watching this with my dad, and he always loved watching the prelims.
You're right.
Yeah, he liked watching those more than he did
Those are the
pay-per-view.
Hungry
yeah, because those are the
motherfuckers.
guys that need the paycheck.
Yeah,
they want that $50,000 bonus.
I'll tell you this, last week was supposed to be the worst card of the year, according to internet mumbo-jumbo, and I loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
Bellator had their biggest pay-per-view of the year on, and I watched every minute of the shitty UFC card. Then fucking played on my phone for an hour, then turned on Showtime for the main event in Bellator because Pitbull was fighting AJ McKee, and like I told you, AJ McKee won.
That was
cool. That was cool.
That was really cool.
First round.
Big fight for Bellator.
Yeah, big fight for Bellator.
Really says a lot about AJ McKee because I definitely had Pitbull winning that fight.
The biggest, the biggest thing to come from that, okay, the kid's undefeated. He's like 20-0 now in Bellator. He just beat the Bellator GOAT.
Yes.
Double champ.
Like
it was nothing. But the biggest thing to happen was afterwards when the entire press is saying, do you think your champion could beat the UFC champion? And Scott Coker, the owner, said, yeah. Yeah, they'll never do it. They're too pussy to ever do it. But, yeah, I think AJ McKee would beat UFC's champion. That's exciting.
Yes, it is.
Because, like in boxing, there's a shitload of divisions, but every division has like 9 belts. The WBC, WBO, these are all different like our UFC.
Yeah, and they're like 4 pounds a piece.
Yeah, they're like every 4 pounds.
That's what I thought.
But it would be cool to do a UFC Bellator fight.
Yeah, that'd be a very appealing
You used
one.
to talk about like a super card where it was all champions versus champions. Like that'll never happen, but why not sign a deal?
A guy can dream, can
That says we'll split, hey, 50-50. It'll air on ESPN and Showtime. Champ versus champ. The winner doesn't get to keep the belt. It's not SmackDown versus Raw. You don't lose your belt.
Yeah.
But we'll know who won, Something like that'd be cool.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting, too, to hear out of all the UFC fighters, he thinks Max Holloway is still the champion.
I know. Yeah, he's the 145-pound Bellator champ.
Yeah.
And they said, who do you think your biggest challenge would be? And he listed Max Holloway, who a lot of us thinks the uncrowned champ.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to talk about robberies?
Yeah.
Go back and watch their second fight.
Yeah. Versus Holloway.
Volk.
Yeah. Holloway Volk, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people thought he won the first one. But he did lose, in my opinion. The second one, though, dude, I was celebrating before they read the scorecards. Like, he won. He did it.
I know. I remember sitting on your couch.
Yep.
And we were sitting there. And
There was like 6 people there.
Yeah, we were already high-fiving.
Yep, we were high-fiving.
And then when they didn't even read the whole scorecard yet. It was just once they started saying it was a split.
I know.
I just remember us looking at each other and we're like, what?
I know.
What?
I know. Devastating.
I think that was the night Usman fought Masvidal the first time.
That sucked.
Yeah, the foot stomps.
Yeah, the foot stomps. Yep, I'll never forget that. Yeah, that was a good night. That was Fight Island, right?
Yeah.
Fight Island's so cool. Jan and Aldo.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, okay.
3 title fights.
All right, so that's that. We got some big fight announcements for some stuff coming up that we are jacked about. We've got Usman Covington too.
Amazing.
Yeah, I know.
I love it.
I know.
We've waited so long for this.
I know. I started watching religiously and in January of 2020, and a couple months in, COVID hit, and they shut down for like a month. So all I had to do, I just had my new ESPN Plus subscription. All I had to do was log on to the UFC section, and they have it all there. Once a pay-per-view is like a month old, it's on there for free.
Yeah, it's there.
So I went back and watched like the last 20 pay-per-views, at least the main cards. And Usman Covington 2 just happened to be a couple months before I started. And it was like the best fight I'd ever seen. It was a fucking...
That's one of the closest fights I can remember ever watching.
It's crazy to think that even though Colby got finished in the 5th round, that he was winning.
Yeah, he was.
He was winning on a couple scorecards. And I remember telling you one day we were talking, I said, well, if he got finished in the 5th round, he wasn't winning the 5th. So I guess he would have lost. But after watching it a couple times, he's dominating the 5th round. He's winning like he had been, and then gets caught. And when he gets caught, it's a 60-second ordeal till the ref stopping it. And it sucked. It was a bummer.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, especially with like 51 seconds left in the fight.
He would have won 4-1 on one card, 3-2 on one card, and lost one card. But that would have been a split decision victory.
Still would have won, yeah. Yeah, I had him winning that fight.
Oh, my God. Such a good fight. I don't know when that is. That's November?
November 6th?
Yeah, November.
Is that the November 6th card?
UFC 268.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 67 and 68 are like a week apart.
Yeah, there's a weird thing going on where 67 and 68 are 1 week apart, so one of them's going to be free on ESPN and the other will be a regular pay-per-view, which is awesome for us, for anybody that watches.
Yeah, and for the free one, like Jan Blachowicz headliner.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people aren't high on him, but that dude can fight.
I like Jan Blachowicz.
I do.
I
like him. Fighting
John
Glover.
Jones is gone, but I would love to see how he would have
fared
done
against
John. Yeah. Yeah, Glover to Teixeira fighting him. That'll be good. I don't remember the other fight that's on the Usman Colby. Oh, Chandler Gane is the co-main, which is the other big fight that got announced. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's if you're a UFC fan, that is like a super fight. That's 2 of the most popular guys.
They're building that to be a super card.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Co-main and main are amazing.
I wish they'd make it 5 rounds, but I heard John Anik say the other day that Kenny Florian was asking him, is that going to be a 5-rounder? Kind of trying to get some info, and he said, I don't think that is of the 5-round variety, so I'm afraid it's just going to be a 3-round fight. I don't think it'll go the distance no matter what, so it doesn't matter.
I don't think so. Not the way Gaethje
One of them guys is knocking the other out, probably in the first round.
Yeah, and everybody just wants to think Gaethje's the vicious fighter. Chandler bangs.
Yeah, dude, he's a bad motherfucker.
I mean, when he was in Bellator, even those fights with Benson Henderson and the Pitbull fights, they were bangers.
Yeah.
Good
Pitbull
fights.
got him.
Pitbull got him, yeah.
Both times, one time.
I don't remember.
I know he lost to Pitbull.
I'd have to go back and look. But I know I watched his last fight with Pitbull, but it was still a banger.
Yeah, but he got finished, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And he fought.
It was back
Benson.
and forth, though. He was hurting Pitbull.
Yes.
I watched it, too. I told you like 6 months ago, I was like, I know you don't fuck with Bellator, but I watched a fight that blew my mind. That was it.
Yep.
Pitbull versus Chandler. It was right before Chandler fought.
Dan Hooker.
Nope. Yeah, was it? I was thinking Oliveira, but yeah, it was Dan Hooker.
Yeah, because Dan Hooker, that was his first fight in the UFC.
Yeah.
That was on the Conor Dustin 2 card.
Yeah, Conor Dustin. It'll be the first trilogy ever to get a 4th fight.
Right.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's crazy to even think about.
I know. It is a fluke, and we're talking about Dustin Poirier beating Conor. Not that Dustin wasn't whooping his ass, but he snapped his fucking leg with 10 seconds to go in the round. That's unfortunate, whether you hate him or love him.
Yeah, whether you hate him or love him.
And Michael Chandler said it best. He said, if you take the first round versus me and Charles Oliveira, you would have all said, Michael Chandler's the champion. Why even watch the rest of it?
Yep.
And he knocked me out 10 seconds into the second round. Like, to say Conor was going to lose no matter what, it's not right.
No, it's not.
It's not right.
No, and that's actually what I was getting ready to reference, was look at Chandler's fight with Oliveira. We were all screaming at the TV at my house.
Standing in front of the TV.
Yeah, I remember we were all watching it at my house. We were all screaming at the TV.
That was so fun, man.
Because we didn't want him. I think Dalton was the only one that wanted Chandler to win.
Yeah, and it was only because he had a little money on him. Right. He don't fucking care, you know? Like, whenever Chandler dropped Oliveira, man, we were all screaming.
There's 3 of us standing there screaming, and 4 Daltons over there.
Yeah.
But,
God damn, that was fun.
Man, when they were coming out from the second round, I just had that pit in my stomach.
Me too.
Oh, no.
I thought the next jab's going to drop him again, you know?
About like the Usman Burns thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the most upsetting fight for me so far this year.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I don't love Gilbert, but I loved him. And, you know, you got to pick a side. When you're a fan and you're watching 3 months of promos for something, like, you pick a side.
Yeah, you do.
And Usman's, you love to hate him. He's a cocksucker. He's cocky. He's fucking on EPO probably. Like,
yeah,
you know, he cheated in the Colby fight. He cheated in the Colby fight. He did fake a nut shot. He did fake an eye poke.
Yes, he did.
It doesn't mean that you didn't knock the guy out later, but it does mean that 2 times during the fight when you thought you couldn't take it anymore, you called a fake penalty and took a 2-minute breather.
Right.
So he's a cheating fuck, and we don't like him.
No, not at all. But
yeah,
he
watching
really
him,
good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to discredit that he's
what
good.
sucks is, Gilbert was the underdog, never supposed to win. I think we both bet on him.
Yeah, we did. I had zero money.
He dropped that motherfucker.
Well, like 30 seconds in.
30 seconds in the fight, and it looked like he's going to knock him out.
Yeah.
And he froze like a deer in headlights.
That was another one of those times we were all screaming.
Yeah, Usman laid on his back for 3 minutes, and Gilbert kicked his legs, and Usman, gathered himself, got up, and beat his fucking ass.
Behind that jab.
But I think I'm rooting for Colby.
I am. Yeah.
I love Colby Covington, dude.
And how can you not love him?
I know, man. It's so cool. Like, Colby's story is, he was like a 10-0, 10-1 wrestler, great fighter, super respectful. He was on like a 2-fight winning streak, and the UFC was like, "Hey, man, we're gonna let you go," and told him that win or lose, this will be your last fight with us. He went out, whooped somebody's ass like always.
Yeah, I don't even remember who it was.
In Brazil, it was someone like that, a Brazilian.
Was it Damian Maia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He whooped Damian Maia's ass.
That's right.
And in the post-fight interview in the cage, starts calling the crowd monkeys.
Oh, yeah.
Turns full heel and goes super villain. And was the biggest talk of the UFC the next day, and they didn't cut him. And so it's an act. It's all an act.
Yeah, it's all an act.
But after the last 3 or 4 years, I'm starting to wonder if it's like he's kind of turning into it a little bit, because he is talking about Dustin Poirier's wife and all that drama, He's vicious, man.
He is.
But
he pulls no punch. Can you imagine? I know this probably won't happen, but just imagine the buildup of Colby fighting Conor.
Oh, my God.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my God.
The pressers would be better than the fight.
They'd book it 6 months out so they could do a world tour like they did with Khabib. And
man. That was probably what I liked most about the Diaz fights, was the buildup.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
yeah.
man, the pressers.
Yeah. Whenever I go back and watch Diaz-Conor stuff, I am rarely watching the fights.
Yeah. I love the
I'm
build-up.
watching pre-fight pressers, post-fight pressers, fucking altercations in the hallway.
Right.
All that juicy shit. But, yeah, that's exciting. We got to get out of here in a few, I'm sure. So, Cody Garbrandt, one of my favorite guys at bantamweight, he's dropping down to 125 and fighting Kai France, who is a badass kickboxer.
Yes, he is.
Who trains with Izzy Adesanya, who's
Dan
the
Hooker,
middleweight champion of the world. Izzy is.
Yeah.
Dan Hooker's kind of fallen off a cliff lately, but
yeah, he is. Did you see those clips where Dan Hooker was fighting or sparring with Izzy? And it was crazy.
Back and forth, or
yeah, it was back and forth,
yeah.
And even Izzy said this guy's a psycho.
Yeah, I guarantee Izzy's taking it easy on him, letting him look good. But
it's crazy how close they are.
I'm an Izzy nut rider. I love Adesanya. He's my favorite. But Kai France got a big win recently, right? Good fighter.
Yeah.
Cody's on the down. I mean, that guy was 10-0, bantamweight champion of the world, and since then is 1-4.
Yeah, he was 25.
25 years old, champion of the world. And
absolutely dismantled Dominic Cruz.
The GOAT, bantamweight GOAT.
Bantamweight GOAT.
Yeah, yeah.
Love him or hate him, he was a bantamweight GOAT.
Yeah, that's happening in December. That'll be a good fight.
And that's arguably a title eliminator.
For sure. That's what I was saying
arguably
earlier. If Cody, whether he's winning or losing, he's so popular.
Yeah.
If he gets a knockout finish, he'll be fighting Brandon Moreno for the flyweight belt.
Yeah, and if Kai France wins, which is not unrealistic.
No, but
the dude's good.
It won't.
That definitely catapults him.
Yes,
I would say they probably would focus a little more on the Figueiredo trilogy.
It should, but there's too many big fights for Moreno for Kai France to be getting a title shot for sure. Before that, we got JoJo Calderwood versus Alexa Grasso. I know you're excited about that.
Yeah, I really like Alexa Grasso.
I really like JoJo. Me. You know I love JoJo.
Yes, I know you
She's
do.
badass, like Irish. She's a tough bitch.
I think she got robbed in her last fight.
Yeah, she did.
I did.
She did.
I really do.
Lost a decision.
Nothing against Lauren Murphy.
I know.
It just, I think she
and
got
Lauren
robbed.
was supposed to fight for a belt.
Yeah, Lauren is fighting for the belt.
Didn't they pull that fight?
I'm not sure.
Who's she fighting?
Valentina.
Oh, then no, they didn't pull that fight. Nunez had to pull her.
That's
her
right. Yeah,
fight.
she's pulled. Yeah, that was supposed to be this weekend.
Yes, that was supposed to be Saturday.
Yeah, Juliana Pena.
Yeah, Juliana Pena. Rafael dos Anjos is a fan favorite. I would say I love that guy. He's fighting Islam Makhachev. That's the Khabib mini-me. That's Khabib's protege, trains with him. They said he's going to be champion by the end of the year. It's looking like it's going it's too slow for that to happen. But if he beats RDA, he'll get
he's there.
He'll get a title eliminator fight.
He'll be right in the mix.
Yeah.
Because they still got to find something to do with
and it worked. He called RDA out just last weekend, in the cage after he won.
They still got to find something to do with Beneil Dariush.
He sucks, man.
I had heard some stuff online where they were talking about having him as a backup fighter, weighing in as backup
that's
fighter.
That's fine. I could see that.
Because that's probably all they can find for him.
I don't want to see him
other than that,
fight.
he's fighting down.
I don't think he should even be in the top 5.
I don't think so.
He's one of the guys that ran a train on Tony Ferguson.
He did.
And is gaining like top 5 ranking out of the deal. And he just, anytime you look at the rankings, that's the one guy you're like, well, any of these guys would beat him.
Yeah.
And to me.
What was that Drakkar Close fight?
Yeah.
It was like he was out on his feet.
Biggest win until recently was Drakkar Close, where he got knocked out on his own fucking feet, started swinging like nuts.
Yeah.
And got a lucky knockout, which I'm not dogging him for that.
No, he survived. I mean, he got the knockout, but
But Drakkar Close is one of those great fighters that I love, that if he fought anyone in the top 10, he would lose. I mean, if that's your big claim to fame, it's a bummer.
Yeah. Fighting Tony, that's just not the same anymore.
Tony's not the same anymore.
Unfortunate.
I know. Paulo Costa's fighting Marvin Vettori, which is big.
That's a big fight. I mean,
I hate Vettori, but he's a top 5 guy.
One thing they have in common, they're both coming off a loss to Izzy.
Yeah, they both just lost to Izzy. Paulo went a little nuts afterwards and started saying he was like drunk in the fight and all this crazy shit. Then he backed out of a fight. What was that fight he had? Gastelum or Whitaker? Oh, he was supposed to fight Robert Whitaker, which would have been a huge fight.
Robert Whitaker.
And he pulled out and said he's not fighting without a new contract.
That's when Whitaker fought Gastelum.
Yeah, Gastelum.
Which was the fight that never happened that was supposed to.
Yeah, so it all worked out. But I kind of thought Paulo Costa wouldn't be fighting again anytime soon.
I didn't either. Kind of surprising.
He's 13-1. He only ever lost to Izzy. But
interesting that they matched them to...
yeah, I think they hate them both and just want to get one of them out of the fucking picture. I really do believe that.
And
when Izzy got done beating Vettori this last time, he dominated him all 5 rounds. And there's this viral clip of Izzy walking up to him and saying, "Hey, man, respect, but quit saying you should have beat me." And Vettori goes, "I think I won this one." And Izzy just throws his hands up like, "Are you fucking kidding me, man?" Like, Vettori sucks. And same with Costa. It's their outside of the cage shit why people don't like him. But Paulo Costa is a knockout machine. He should be a fan favorite. Like, if he can get a big win here, maybe they'll let him fight for
It'll be interesting to see if he can stuff the takedown, knock him out.
Yeah. It's a weird fight, though, because they're not going to give either of them a rematch with that.
No, it is interesting to see what happens.
All they're fighting for is to see who's fighting fucking the next, whoever's number 3 on.
Probably whoever wins out of Jared Cannonier.
Yeah.
And Gastelum.
That's a good call.
Yeah. That would probably be my guess because remember, Izzy was calling for Jared Cannonier.
Yeah.
Because Jared Cannonier was supposed to beat Robert Whitaker, and that didn't happen.
Whitaker's the man.
Yes, he is.
He's the only guy I'm okay with beating Izzy. I know their fight don't have a date yet, but I won't be devastated if he beats Izzy. We'll just get the coolest trilogy we've had in a few years, and I'm excited about it. But, that's really all I got for tonight.
Yeah.
We talk about this shit 10 hours a week. I really don't. I just want to do a podcast.
Right.
This is something I love. I love podcasting. I love UFC. I love bullshitting with you. Like, why not do it in here? Try it out and see if we can get anybody to listen and have some fun with it. And if it don't work out, oh well. Like we always say on Skies, we're doing it for fun.
Yeah. Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, it's
First
fun.
time I've ever been on a podcast.
Yeah. And hopefully it'll get a little smoother and a little better as we go. But I wasn't feeling very good tonight, man, and I psyched myself and almost wanted to cancel. So I'm glad we did it.
Last thing, one thing we didn't talk about is the Strickland and Luke Rockhold.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Sean Strickland's fighting Luke Rockhold.
That's crazy that Sean Strickland just had a fight Saturday night.
Yep.
And he's already booked for another one.
Yeah, but Skylar, will you scroll down just a little bit? Or is it up?
It's not up right now. I can't, though.
No, don't put it up. I just meant go down a little bit and let me see that Strickland date. Is there a date on that?
November 6th.
November 6th. Okay.
Yeah, I'm almost certain on that.
Okay, so yeah, he fought, July?
So that'll be on the 268 card.
Well, fuck. I mean, that's 3 months away. It's not like he's booking a quick turnaround. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
he's
already booked.
Yeah. Well, I sent you a clip earlier where he was like posted to social media where he's saying, Luke Rockhold, you fucking pussy punk motherfucker. Like, I'll see you at Ruka, which is a gym. He said, I'm going to slap the fuck out of you. And the next thing you know, they actually signed a fight. So that's cool. I like when the shit talking's real.
Yeah, I'm not for sure. My initial gut had told me to stick with Strickland. But
I'm rooting for Luke, man.
You know, if you look at these last 2 fights of people that came off big layoffs, TJ and Miesha Tate.
Yeah, they both dominated.
Which Miesha Tate really wasn't a layoff. Neither of them were layoffs, but out for a long time.
Right, out for a long time. Miesha looked a lot better than TJ.
Yes, she did.
I think TJ looked good, but he lost. I thought he lost.
I agree, 100%. I think he lost the fight, but we're not judges, unfortunately.
Oh, and if I was going to give like a lock this weekend to bet money on, and I think it's really going to hit, would be that O'Day Osborne and Manel Kopp. I've been on it all day. Under 2.5 rounds. I feel like it's plus 110. That means if you bet 100, you win 100.
Right.
Put it in any parlay, and it'll really boost it up. I do not think that motherfucker's going to go the distance. So that would be my lock.
I would actually sit here and say that I believe the main event goes the distance.
That's not bad.
I really do. I'm that
That
set.
means you're picking against Derek Lewis for sure.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
I'm that set that Surreal is just going to stay on the outside.
Right.
I mean, obviously they're going to exchange, but look at everybody else that's tried to get in a dogfight with Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
No one wins.
He's just so dynamite with one punch that I cannot bet that to go the distance.
One thing's for sure. If you're a bettor, Derek Lewis is going to be some money.
Yeah, he's plus 280.
Yeah.
That means 10 pays fucking $28. So put 100 on it, it would pay $380 once you get your 100 back.
I mean, if you're a bettor, that's where money is.
Yeah. I'll definitely parlay Manel Kopp under 2.5 with Derek Lewis money line. $25 would probably pay 1,000. I mean, it's high odds.
I don't know what the odds are on the Aldo Munhoz fight. I don't know who they got.
Either. I think they were pretty neck and neck.
I was going to say, like, in my head, that would be a coin flip.
On DraftKings, it's
really,
got...
in all honesty, I feel like all 4 of the other main card fights are coin flips.
Yeah, Aldo Munhoz minus 115, minus 105. Chiesa and Luque are the exact opposite, but they're both minus. Tisha Torres, Angela Hill, it's minus 135 for Tisha, plus 115 for Angela.
So they do have Tisha as the favorite.
And Song Yadong and Casey Kenny are even. So, yeah, they're all coin flips except for the main event. Derek's now plus 290. What that means is like a Surreal Gone minus 380. It means if I bet $380 on Surreal Gone, I would win 100.
Right.
So you just flip that for the positive guys. But
what's the odds on the Carolina Kolkovic and Panay fight?
Carolina's minus 125. Panay is 105. Plus
even.
105. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, when they're that close, that's a coin flip.
I'm gonna have some fun betting with it this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of these fights. They're all coin flips.
Nick Diaz, Robbie Lawler for September 25th.
Yeah.
Robbie's minus 125. Nick's plus 105.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah, I will actually have Nick Diaz winning that fight.
Usman's minus 280 versus Colby.
Really?
Oh, dude, I'm putting money on Colby.
Do they have any odds out yet for Ortega and Volkanovski?
Volk is minus 180, Ortega plus 155.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I actually am leaning towards Ortega.
They got Curtis Blades minus 310 against Jairzinho Rosenstrike.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Kind of crazy.
Interesting.
They got Edson and Giga Chikadze as a coin flip.
Yeah, I could see that. As much as I love Barboza, man, Chikadze looked good in the last fight.
Yeah, it looks like Alonzo Minifield and Surreal Gone are the biggest favorites on this Saturday night's cards. So if you trust in that, parlay them together, put $50 on it, it'll pay $150 or something. But that's all I got, man.
That's cool.
Thanks for coming up. I had fun. Thank you, Skyler.
Yeah, thank you.